everybody, and welcome to the High Performance Garden Show. We are in week 30, so we only have 3 weeks left of this garden season, and I can tell that we're getting there because we've had our third frost already outside, so it's getting pretty close. The outside gardens, at least the one that's about 50 yards away, it freezes before everything else does, so it's kind of like my canary garden. So anyways, this was a very busy week on the farm. We're getting ready for our winter greens. So in all the buildings we replant all the beds because we actually harvest greens 52 weeks out of the year. So it takes a lot of effort for us to get everything replanted from our summer crops to our winter crops. And also we had over 70 people come to tour the farm this weekend. So every year our town has a festival that honors the harvest and our farmers. And we always open our doors to let people tour as part of the festival. It's really fun to see all the smiles on people's faces as they pet the animals, and they come and they see all the greenhouses and visit all the gardens. People love seeing this garden up close and personal, and a lot of them have been watching the show on the website. So I want to thank everybody who came out to see the farm, and I want to thank all you guys that are watching the garden show. It's really, really fun to do. Okay, let's get started in the garden. We're going to start right here with the tomatoes. And not a whole lot to do. Harvest. That's what I love about this garden this time of year. Of course, there really hasn't been a whole lot to do any time of the year, has there? Mostly it's just pick great food. We'll take that. Man, these things are cold this morning. Whew. It's like they've been in the refrigerator. Oh, yes, they have been in the refrigerator. Get me a few more of these guys. Really, really tasty. And the little ones. Oh, they're coming off on their own. Just put the basket underneath them. That plant's about had it, but so is everything else. It's cold. Okay, some more big ones. And some more little ones. I wish we'd had our big yellow ones this year, but that's all right. We'll eat whatever we're given. And we'll do the big yellow ones next year. It'll be fun. Okay, a few more. I am still seeing just a few aphids. I'm also seeing some dead aphids, which is nice. They're just kind of clung to the plants. Let's get a few of these big guys. But I brought my safer soap out. We're going to spray them again. There we go. And that guy, it's not ripe yet. Okay. Okay, here is our tomato harvest for the day, or actually for the week, because I'm only harvesting once a week right now. Okay. These aphids ought to be really slow this morning, so we should be able to catch them sleeping. This is just soap and water, safer soap. You don't have any, you got a few. A few up here. They like the growing tips, some of their favorite places. While I'm doing this, I'm looking for suckers. There's one right there we should get. Everything slows to a crawl when it's cold outside. And what else? A little bit more up here. Okay, there we go. Oop, right there. That should take care of the aphids. And we'll catch them again next week. I don't want to go into next season with the aphids going dormant in the garden, so I want to go ahead and take care of them. Okay, after the tomatoes, the next is the turnips, and I have some really nice big ones on this side, so I want to get those today. Look at that beauty. And I'm not seeing any bugs. We can eat the tops and the bottoms. So I'm going to get me a handful of turnips here. You can eat them cooked, you can eat them raw. They're very, very mild. Children just like to eat them like radishes. So they're a really good crop to grow. Okay, a couple more. Got those two. There we go. That'll make a nice meal. Okay, so now we got our turnips. Come around the bed. And our tomatoes. And the turnips, they don't need any care, weeding, but I don't see any weeds. So we just let them grow, and we'll harvest some more next week. Okay, on to the cucumbers. And I do see some today. And they are cold too. Oh, there's a big guy. Looks like pickles to me. Beauty, look at that one. I think I'll share some of these with my friends this week. I had some company this week, and I cut up some of these cucumbers and served them just with some sliced tomatoes from this garden. And they're like, wow, these are so great. I just smiled because I knew that they were so great. It's the soil, it's the variety. Combine the soil and the variety and you get great. So these are Burpless Hybrid number 26. And they are my favorite cucumber. You don't get that bitter taste with them. Okay, any down here? Yes. So what we'll notice with the cucumbers is that as it gets colder and colder, they'll quit blooming. This one is blooming right now, so we're in good shape there. But that's how they, they stop producing. They stop blooming, and then there's nothing to harvest. So that's what the cold does to them. Yeah, that's a big one right there. Yep. So if we have cucumbers for the next 3 weeks, that'll be pretty good. And if it's going to get really cold, I will cover them. But the forecast for the next 10 days looks pretty good. We always get this. We always get this cold snap and then it warms up. Okay, any more? I think we got them. Gotta look high, gotta look low. Also looking for spider mites. Not seeing any activity. I'm seeing a few leaves dying. That's probably due to cold and just the plant transferring energy, nutrients from the older leaves to the younger leaves. But the tips are looking good. This is where the spider mites would start congregating. So anyways, all right, cucumbers are done. We don't need to do anything else, just harvest. So we got this many, I'm guessing 10 pounds. Pretty good. And we'll move on down to the zucchinis. And they are producing still. They will go through the same thing as the cucumbers. As the nights get cold, they will just stop blooming. So there's one, there's 3 on this one, 4 on this one. So still looking for squash bugs. You want to stay on patrol anytime you have a plant in the garden. So that's mandatory. I have not seen any in a long time. And that thrills me to no end. Come on, squash. There you go. All right, give my knife back. Okay, this is fairly common as it's getting colder. The end of this thing is just totally rotten. A lot of that's due to the cold, and I see that the roly-polies have been chewing on it since it's starting to rot. So that one we'll donate to the chickens. I don't need to take that one home. I'll just set it here by the party jar for now. Okay, so we got 4 big ones so far. Come on around. This one in the back produces pretty nice too. So we don't need to feed anything. Oh, I see some noodles. Looky there, zucchini noodles. Slice that up, fry it in garlic butter. We've been adding mushrooms. Oh, so yummy. It's great for breakfast too. Okay, any more? My whole walking aisle back here is pretty much gone due to the zucchinis and the winter squash. But that's okay, I don't mind sharing. Here I am, found another one, and I gotta go back for one more. I'm in here behind the cucumbers, behind the carrots, in the walking aisle. Picking baseball bats. See there? It's even got the nice little edge on the end. More noodles. I'll have to eat that 3 times this week. All right, one more time. Let's take a look. Don't want to miss any. Oh, that's the squash from the other plants. There's one more little squash in there, but it's a butternut squash. Okay, got our zucchinis. I have not seen any bugs. Maybe they don't like the cold. It's pretty chilly in here. Just want to take a look under all the leaves. These are nice. The sun is shining right through them. I can see right through these leaves. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Okay, that's the end of this part of the garden. We're going to go ahead and head to the broccoli. Okay, here we are on the broccoli, and I see tons of them again. This is going to be fun. We are still spraying the BT on the broccoli, and that's it. We're getting water it every day. And it just keeps putting out and putting out. It likes being fed a couple times during the season, doesn't it? Yeah, it's doing great. So yesterday, one of the tourists that had come through, she showed me a picture of her backyard, which was really tiny. And she asked if she could grow some containers there. She's got west sun. And I said, well, yeah, you totally could. And then I suggested to her, if she didn't think she had enough room for a garden, to find a friend and garden along beside them. And that idea got her really excited, and she'd thought of a couple of friends that she could garden with. So if you guys are watching the show and you're thinking, I don't have enough space in my yard, think about who you could garden with. Because number one, it'd be really fun. Number two, if you go on vacation, they can take care of it, and then you can take care of it when they're on vacation, so you can kind of co-op the garden. And you can bring the knowledge, and they can provide the space. So it works out really good to share your garden with somebody. And then when you grow a big zucchini, you can make them look at it and say, hey, look what we grew. That'll be fun. So anyhow, she was really excited to think of the possibilities of sharing a garden with somebody. So yeah, if you're limited in space, just think about that, because I know you know somebody that's got a garden or backyard that they're not using, or a front yard they're not using. So you can totally find some land. If you really want to, you can find some land. You know, maybe your local library will let you grow in the corner of the yard, or you know, your hospital, or at your office. There's plenty of green grass just doing nothing in a lot of locations. Okay. Lots of broccoli today. Any of them up here? Oh yeah. So we got enough for another meal. It's pretty nice that this keeps putting out enough that we can have a meal every week of broccoli. All right, we're going to move on down to the kale. And the kale is also getting the BT once a week. I'm still watching it for aphids. Haven't seen any yet. You want to look on the back sides of the leaves. But the kale loves this weather, so it's just going to keep cranking it out. So that's nice because that puts good food on our table. Okay, here's our kale for the week. There's probably about a half a pound there. That's awesome. That will be dinner. And next is Joy Choy, which is breakfast. And it's looking really good. Haven't seen a flea beetle in a really long time. The aphids can get on it. What they'll do is congregate in the back along the veins. So this time of year you want to watch for aphids. That's why I went ahead and sprayed the tomatoes. I don't want those aphids to spread. So we'll just get us a nice little harvest of Joy Choy here. It's a little difficult to walk back here. There is a lot of vines. Okay, here's our Joy Choy for the week. There's probably about a half a pound of that too. So that will make a great breakfast, or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, and next we have our Swiss chard. As you can see, there's not a whole lot to do in the garden this time of year. It's mostly just harvest and dash. Now I do monitor the weather, so we will protect it if it does get cold, but it's just really delightful. Most people, their gardens this time of year, they can't even find them because the weeds are growing up over the top of them. And they've already given up and gone back to the grocery store. You know, think about it. This garden's going to produce, pretty close to $3,000 worth of money, savings, that we don't have to spend at the store. Just think about what you could do with an extra $3,000. I could think of a lot of things. So, you know, just a little bit of work every day, and you know, it's like earning an extra income. Pretty sweet. Okay, here's our Swiss chard for the week. There's probably 1/3 of a pound there, so that'll be great. The next thing we want to do is we want to take a look at our squash. Okay, we looked at it. There's just not a whole lot to do with it. We're just waiting for the fruits to mature. We could harvest them. I'm going to take your thumbnail. Yeah, these are getting really hard. And I can hardly dent that with my nail. And that's telling me that I could harvest this. I'm going to just go ahead and let them hang for the next few weeks. And then what we want to do is take them down, put them in a warm place. These will get even harder, and then they'll be good for months and months and months. So there's quite a few in here. So we're going to have a really good harvest on those. Still looking for squash bugs. Haven't seen any in a long time, so I think that's pretty well past. Okay, next is lettuce. We have some to transplant today, but first I want to get my harvest. If I don't step on my winter squash. And we'll just get in here and get some lettuce first, and then we'll transplant. Okay, here is our lettuce harvest for the week. There's about 3/4 of a pound. That did really well. And our weeds, we've got just a few weeds, just a little handful there. I'll just put those in the compost. And next we need to transplant. Remember, these are the last batch that we put in. And there's one little weed there. So they're a little bit thick, so we're going to pop a few of these up. And I want to put them in over here where we took out those red lettuces last week that were bolting. There wasn't any reason to keep those. They weren't going to produce for us. So we'll just make this section a little bigger. Okay, there's a few of those. Some in right here. And you know, I'm going to finish the show here in 3 weeks so I can show you how to put the garden to bed, but you can keep it going as long as you want. And this lettuce crop may be something that you're going to keep going well into the winter if you cover it. So you'll be surprised how long you can keep lettuce going. The coldest I've taken lettuce to is 12 degrees. And if you got your bricks really high on your lettuce, so you got lots of nutrients in it, you can do things like that. You can actually take your plants down colder than what the plant can typically handle. Okay, a few more plants here. There's a weed there. Oh boy, lots of reds. Let's take those out. They're pretty thick. There's a weed right there. A few green ones here. Oops, too deep. That's looking pretty good. Now these little guys, you can put them in another pot, share them with a friend. You could actually wash them and eat them. They're called microgreens, worth lots of money. You could spread them around the garden. If let's say you wanted to take out the zucchini squash because it was getting cold, you could just plant your lettuce in that section if you want to. So anyways, you can move them around at this point. I don't need mine today. I'm just going to toss them. They can be compost and come back to the garden as a different plant. Okay, you want to soak them in. I'll burp the babies. And these will get watered a second time today when we do a regular watering. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do is to kill a few aphids. So I have my bottle of soap here, and there's a lot less aphids today than last week, but I still saw a few, and we don't want them on the babies. So you want to try to hit them from both angles, one side then the other. And you want some of that to dribble down into the centers. And you want to do it during the cool of the day, either early morning or late afternoon. Okay. That looks pretty good. I think we're done here. We're not quite done yet. I keep forgetting about this guy. This is our firecracker, and as you can see, it is starting to go to seed again. I do see some aphids on this. So we'll just go through here. That'll be great to get another set of seeds off of these plants. And I do see some baby plants down in the bottom. Okay, that should at least eliminate a few aphids. And then we have our carrot patch, but I'm not going to harvest any carrots today. Maybe we'll get some next week. So yes, now it's time to go look at the harvest. Be right back. Okay, we had a great harvest today. Our kale, we had 0.52 pounds. Our Swiss chard, 0.4 pounds. The broccoli, there was 0.6 pounds. The zucchini, 14.1 pounds. Those things are still cranking it out. Lots of noodles for us. Lettuce, there was a half a pound. The cucumbers, there was 10.55 pounds. The Joy Choy, there was a half a pound. The tomatoes, there was 4.65 pounds. The turnips, there was 0.74 pounds, and the turnip greens, we cut the tops off, we'll saute those separately, there was 0.35 pounds. So today our total was $91.23. So our year-to-date total is $2,514.60. So I think about, well, what could I do with $2,500? That would be a lot of fun. So this garden is giving to our family also a little stream of income, which is awesome. So my goal is $2,990, which is 10 times the cost of the course, which is way better than the stock market. We only have $475.40 to go, but we only got 3 weeks to do that in. So it's going to be really close to see if I can reach that goal. But, time will tell. We'll see what we get. The garden gives us so much more than just great food. The 30th gift my garden gives me is joy. I love spending time in this garden, and I love all the great tasting food, and I love sharing this information with you. So this garden and my farm are a great source of joy for me and my family. And I know that your garden will be a source of joy for you too. You are just an education away from a joyful garden too. So have you enjoyed the garden show? Would you like to help us continue this educational outreach program? This program has gone around the world. I'm getting emails from every continent except Antarctica. Haven't got any emails from Antarctica, but all the other continents, yeah, sending in emails is awesome. So we're not selling any advertising or doing any fundraising. Instead, I'd like to invite you, our extended farm family, to join us in the ultimate win-win situation with a holiday sale. So the farm's holiday catalog was released October 10th, and there are so many farm products that are handmade by our people flock for you to choose from. So if you don't live within the main 48 states and you're worried about the cost of shipping, there are plenty of online gardening courses for you to choose from too. So you can get farm products or you can get some online education. And you can start shopping today at the holiday catalog at thelivingfarm.org/holiday-catalog. So here's a peek at some of the products that you can find in our holiday sale that we are making especially for you. So last week we showed you the amazing mittens and the scarves, and the mittens were a big hit this week with all the tourists that came by this weekend. And today I want to show you the backside warmers. So we're going to go outside into the yard and I'll show you what these wonderful things are. Okay, here we are at our backyard campfire. Here's our campfire. I'm not going to light it because I'm actually in my backyard. But technically I can't, but we're not going to. So anyhow, so you got your fire going and you're sitting here at the campfire and the fire is warming the front side really well, but the back side is starting to freeze off. And so then you have to come and you have to rotate, but you can't sit and enjoy your chair. So what we did was we invented these, what we call backside warmers. So it's to warm the back side. And what these are is, this is a piece of felt that we made from our sheep. And it's got a little pocket on the back here that goes over the back of your chair, comes down, and it just snugs the back side of your back and your tush. What these feel like is like a electric blanket on low. You know, if you sit on an electric blanket, like you have one in your chair at the office or something, that's what this feels like. So you got the fire warming the front side, the electric blanket of sorts warming the backside, and what that is just your body heat being collected in the wool and reflected back to you. So it's never going to get too hot. It's just the reflected heat that you're losing. So we are making these. There's different colors, and when you get on the website you'll be able to see all the different colors. This one I made for my son. This is John Deere green and yellow with grease spots. He thought that was funny. So we've been using these for about 3 years. We really love them. And they're good for more than just camping. So if you have in your car, you can just put a couple holes in the top. It's okay to put holes in the felt because they don't run or anything. Just take scissors, cut a couple holes. You can put them right in your car seat. You can put them on your seat in your office if your office building is really cold. They're very styling for the office. You can have them at your seat in the living room. And also, if you are camping, you can take this, and this can actually be a pad that you sleep on. So you can sleep on it as a pad, or if you really want to, you can roll this up, and this can be your pillow that you sleep on. So lots and lots of uses for these. They're really great. But my favorite use is just to have them for the campfire. These travel with us everywhere that we go, and people really like them. We have to share them at the campfire. I actually need to make a couple guest ones because when we get the whole group together, I find our backside warmers are traveling around the group. So anyways, that's what they are. Something unique. If you got campers or outdoor enthusiasts on your Christmas wish list, this is a great product for them. And you can order that online at the holiday catalog. So anyways, all these products are handmade and they take a lot of time for us to make. And that's why I'd like to encourage you to order your gifts today to make sure you get them in time for the holidays. Our ladies are going to work really fast, but it does take time for us to make each one. So each purchase that you make helps us to support the garden show and the Living Farm staff and the sheep flock. So each purchase makes a huge difference to us. And when you shop the holiday sale, you will be helping to keep the dollars in a small rural community instead of in big corporate pockets. So that's really, really important to our entire community. The economy can be tough for our local residents, especially in the wintertime. So our goal is to try to provide work for our local staff year-round. The holiday sale is just our way of supporting our team through the winter months. So please check your holiday gift list to see if there's anyone on your list that would love to have some homemade farm products. So once you have gotten your shopping done, please share the holiday catalog with your friends and family. So we want to thank you in advance for purchasing and spreading the word about our holiday gift. It means the world to us, and it helps keep the garden show going. So on that note, I have one more thing I want to show you. And this is our firecracker seeds. And these are the ones that, remember, we put in the paper towel last week. And I've kept these on the kitchen table, watered them every single day, and they've now germinated. And we have 100% germination on these seeds. I am so impressed with them. They're doing great. They are green right now because they've been on the kitchen table, which doesn't get sunlight. As soon as these seeds get just a little bit older, the next day or two, they'll start to pick up their red pigment, but they need to be in better sunlight in order to do that. But anyhow, so I could take these and I could go ahead and put them in a pot and we could grow these on, but these are the official seeds from our firecracker plant and they are doing fantastic. So this has been a really great journey to follow those seeds all along during the season. So anyways, until next time, may your garden be easy, fun, productive, and always organic.